In a world where shadows hide ancient secrets, one man is about to discover that his strange illness is actually the key to a hidden reality. Zhang Yuanqing grew up in a world of whispers and bullying, branded as the child nobody wanted by those around him. But Brother Bing changed everything. He was a fiery guardian who stood against the world for Yuanqing, forging a bond thicker than blood. Years later, Yuanqing is a man living with a bizarre curse. His brain uncontrollably gathers every scrap of info, a gift that feels like a death sentence. Life at home is a chaotic mess, caught between his nagging mother and a teasing aunt who uses him as a human shield to dodge blind dates. The routine is shattered when a package arrives from Brother Bing. Inside is a cryptic letter and a mysterious black card that pulses with unknown power. The mystery turns deadly when he learns Brother Bing has vanished into thin air from a locked room with zero evidence left behind. Before he can process the news, the black card literally evaporates from his own hand. What kind of madness has been unleashed? As the card vanishes, his condition flares up into a blinding surge of pure agony. The hunt for the truth has only just begun. Brother Bing is missing, and this cursed black card is the only clue left behind. Zhang Yuanqing is trapped in a web of secrets he can't even begin to control. But there's no time to think. The Public Security Bureau has tracked him down, and they're knocking on his door with questions he's not ready to answer. Enter Captain Wang Tai and the stunning Guan Ye. They aren't here for a friendly visit. They are hunting for the truth about the missing Lei Yibing. The news hits like a freight train. Yibing vanished without a trace, but not before sending a mysterious package straight to Yuanqing. He's officially a person of interest. Guan Ye demands his phone, and Yuanqing is sweating bullets. Not because of the case, but because his private study materials are about to be exposed to the pros. The tension turns ice cold as Wang Tai drops a chilling warning. If Yuanqing hides anything, he might be the next one to vanish into thin air. In the shadows of their car, Guan Ye reveals a major discovery. Yuanqing is a shut-in with hidden folders full of, well, let's just say he has a very specific type. But the real prize was the character card. They know Yibing sent it, but the power it grants is still a complete mystery. The game just got a lot more dangerous. Wang Tai's final words leave a trail of dread. Come back tomorrow, if he hasn't gone missing by then. The clock is ticking on Yuanqing's life. Zhang Yuanqing is drowning in a sea of secrets. He knows the mysterious black card is the eye of the storm, but who else is hunting for it? Before he can solve the riddle, his firecracker of an aunt, Jiang, busts in. She's furious he's been ghosting her, completely unaware of the supernatural danger he's in. Boom, a sudden, agonizing headache strikes. This isn't just his brain condition. Something is trying to claw its way out from inside him. He looks in the mirror and freezes. A black moon symbol is burning into his forehead, accompanied by a glowing progress bar. It's halfway done. 99%. The black card didn't vanish, it fused with his soul. As the timer hits 0, a mechanical voice echoes, reboot complete. His life has officially become a game. Class, Night God, morality, 60. The system warns him, stay a good person or face the consequences. The system demands a name but forbids his real one. Thinking fast, he claims a title of power, Yuan Shi Tianzan. The mask is on. But there's no tutorial here. The Sprit Realm is opening, and he's being dragged into a world of literal nightmares in just 10 seconds. Destination, Yuling Tunnel. Difficulty, S rank, and the mission type, Death type. This isn't a game he can just quit, it's a fight for survival. Yuanqing awakens in a cold, dark void. 3 hours. That's all he needs to stay alive. But in this S-rank hellhole, every second is a death sentence. Have you heard of the Yuling Tunnel? It's one of Shanghai's most terrifying urban legends. An entire work crew vanished into thin air, never to be seen again. Before the only survivor lost his mind, he left one chilling warning to the police. Don't go into the temple. Our protagonist, Zhang Yuanqing, just woke up right in the heart of this nightmare, triggered by the mysterious black card he received. A mysterious power has drafted him into an S-rank mission. Solo, Death type. The difficulty is literally off the charts. His new class is Night God. But at level 0, he's basically bait for whatever is lurking in this pitch-black hellhole. And the dark is hungry. A desiccated corpse, its skin pulled tight against bone, stares him down with hollow, lifeless eyes. It's not alone. A blood-curdling scream echoes as an entire army of undead miners rises from the shadows to surround him. But wait, they aren't attacking. Instead, the monsters stand frozen, their bony fingers pointing deeper into the abyss. They're leading him straight to the Forbidden Temple. The one place the legend warned would be his grave. From the shadows, a single red eye blazes. The real hunt is about to begin, and there's nowhere left to run. Welcome to the spirit realm, where every step could be your last. Our hero Zhang Yuanqing is caught in a supernatural storm of fire and ice. The undead miners are closing in. Their rotting skin and glowing eyes are the stuff of nightmares as they reach out for his soul. Zhang Yuanqing is absolutely terrified. He wonders why these monsters are letting him go and if they are leading him into a greater danger. He quickly analyzes the situation. In an S-rank difficulty zone, every decision is a matter of life or death, and he has to stay moving. The forest is unnervingly silent. There are no birds and no insects. Only the sound of his own heavy breathing as he runs through the dark. Suddenly, a massive structure looms out of the mist. It is an ancient and dilapidated temple hidden deep within the mountains. A mysterious voice warned him never to enter this place. But to survive the mission, he must explore this ruined temple for 3 hours. He hears a rustling sound in the bushes. Something foul is right on his heels, and Yuanqing has no choice but to bolt inside. He slams the massive wooden doors shut and bars them tight. The eerie footsteps outside finally stop, and silence returns. A flickering altar reveals itself in the gloom. The air is heavy with the scent of old wax and the weight of ancient secrets. High above him, a massive stone face stares down with cold and judging eyes. This is the temple deity, and it is not alone. Standing before this towering god, Yuanqing realizes the true horror of his S-rank survival mission has only just begun. Standing before a massive ancient deity, Zhang Yuanqing feels a crushing weight of history and mystery. This is not just a temple, it is a trap. He notices the goddess is missing an item. A clue left behind for only the most observant to find. Panic sets in. This place was abandoned centuries ago, but someone has been lighting the candles. He is not alone in the dark. He stumbles upon a desiccated corpse. It is a member of the missing construction team, proving the urban legends are deathly real. A blood-stained note reveals a dark past. Disciples once vanished here one by one, as a sinister master kept a terrifying secret. The master promised a truth that would change everything, but only at the cost of your very soul. Despite the overwhelming dread, Zhang Yuanqing steps into the freezing night. The real hunt begins now. Outside the courtyard is a graveyard. Countless bodies lie broken under the moonlight like discarded dolls. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the silence. It is Lei Yibing. His missing friend is nearby and screaming for help. Zhang Yuanqing is fuming. If they get out of this alive, he is exposing every embarrassing secret his brother has ever hidden. Zhang Yuanqing finds himself trapped in a literal nightmare where the dead don't stay buried. He stumbles upon a skeleton with a shattered shoulder, and things are about to get way worse. Searching the body, he finds a mysterious talisman and an old bronze mirror. Suddenly, a system prompt confirms he has discovered a spirit realm item called the corpse-suppressing talisman. He opens an ancient booklet that turns out to be a diary from a temple disciple. It tells a story of war and a master who went down the mountain to purify souls. The final pages reveal a terrifying twist. The disciple's brother returned as a walking corpse with his heart ripped out. His final message was a chilling warning: do not trust the master. Yuanqing looks into the bronze mirror, and his blood runs cold. A dark spectral entity is looming right behind him. He lets out a scream that echoes through the empty temple. In a panic, he slaps the talisman on his own forehead, hoping to ward off the evil spirit. But the charm does nothing because this thing is not a corpse. It is a soul-sucking ghost. As he tries to hide, he hears the clicking of heels outside. He peeks through the window and sees a pair of red high heels walking on their own. This temple is filled with monsters. His shoulder feels like it is splitting open as the ghost drains his life force. With monsters inside and outside, his chances of survival are dropping to zero. Zhang Yuanqing is running for his life through the darkness. The vengeful spirit on his back feels like it weighs 1,000 pounds. Every step is a struggle as he races toward the light of the main hall. He slams the door shut just in time. The heavy pressure on his shoulders finally vanishes. This ancient temple is a safe house. He made it. Suddenly, blue screens flash before his eyes. Main Quest 1 is complete. He earned 15% experience and unlocked a spiritual inventory. This is just like a video game. His body begins to glow with a strange blue light. Before he can even process the rewards, he is teleported away. He wakes up back in his own room. Zhang sits up and checks his new mental inventory. The corpse-repelling talisman he won is right there. This supernatural world is following him back to reality. He realizes regular police won't believe his story. He pulls out the business card left by the mysterious man from earlier. It is time to call Lai Dongs. On the other end of the line, the man explains that Zhang is now a Spirit Realm Walker. He offers two paths: join the government as an official walker or stay a lone practitioner with no help. The next morning, Zhang looks like a ghost himself. He stayed up all night haunted by visions of the shadowy spirit that tried to drain his life. Over breakfast, his grandmother reveals a chilling detail. The only survivor of the original tunnel disaster disappeared again shortly after being found. The spirit realm never lets go. A luxury limousine pulls up, and the refined Lai Dong steps out. He is a level 3 walker and the squad leader who will guide Zhang into this dangerous new world. The world as we know it is a lie, and a supernatural force called the Spirit Realm is the true master of reality. To enter this world, you need a character card, and passing the trial gives you powers beyond your wildest dreams. Meet Lai Dong's a level 3 scout who has survived the deadliest solo missions to reach the top. But the news for Yuanqing is devastating, as officials confirm that his missing brother Lei Yibing is likely dead. In this realm, every walker is assigned a morality value, and if yours drops below 60, you become a hunted man. Yuanqing panics, thinking his private search history might end him, but the system only cares about true crimes like murder and theft. To survive, he must join the Five Elements Alliance, where 5 major factions control different elemental powers. While Lai Dongs hates the reckless fire masters, he admits that one class stands above all others as the absolute strongest. The Night God class is a rare and terrifying force capable of refining corpses and communicating with souls. When asked for his own class, Yuanqing reveals the truth that he is the legendary Night God himself. Lai Dongs is losing his mind. He just realized Zhang Yuanqing is a legendary night wanderer. The refined leader completely loses his cool and pulls Yuanqing into a massive hug. This kid is a literal gold mine. Every single squad in the spirit realm is desperate for a night wanderer. They are the ultimate prize that factions will go to war over. Lai tells a wild story about a woman who seduced an informant just to poach him for another gang. That is how valuable these guys are. When asked for his secret identity, Yuanqing drops a name that stops the room: Primordial Heavenly Lord. Lai Dongs is speechless. That name is so incredibly arrogant, it is almost physically painful to hear. Despite the cringe name, Lai offers a massive salary of 20,000 a month plus performance bonuses. Yuanqing is sold. Who cares about the danger when you are getting paid like a king? Then the beautiful investigator Guanya makes her entrance wearing a stunning new outfit that leaves little to the imagination. She leans in close to tease the college student and asks if he likes mature women. Yuanqing is definitely feeling the heat, but things get serious as she explains the two sides of their world: lawful professions versus the bloodthirsty evil classes. The evil classes hunt lawful walkers for sport. If Yuanqing exposes his true identity, he will become the #1 target. Yuanqing does not flinch and jokes right back, saying he likes her too. This kid has some serious guts. Guanya finally looks down at his official registration form to see what he wrote. Her eyes go wide as the reality hits her. This rookie is actually the rarest class in existence. Yuanqing gives a sharp, confident smirk. Yes, he really is a night wanderer. Zhang Yuanqing just dropped a massive bombshell. Guanya can hardly believe her ears. With a confident grin, our hero confirms the impossible. He is indeed a night god. The office goes wild. Having a night god on the team is like winning the lottery for the White Tiger Corps. But Guanya makes one thing clear: Yuanqing belongs to her team now, and he better not run off to any other organization. Yuanqing plays along, promising his total loyalty to big sister Guanya in life and death. The celebration stops when Guanya checks his stats. Normally, clearing a trial makes you level 1, but Yuanqing is still level 0. The reason for his low level is revealed. His trial mission was the legendary and terrifying Yuling Tunnel. Guanya's face drains of color. This isn't just a hard mission. It is a certified death sentence. Yuanqing realizes something is very wrong. The look on Guanya's face says more than words ever could. Even Assistant Wang can only offer a heavy sigh of pity for the doomed recruit. Yuanqing starts to freak out. He wonders if his luck is so bad that he opened a terrifying blind box of doom. Guanya rushes off to find the section chief, leaving a trembling Yuanqing behind in a state of pure shock. Yuanqing checks the database. Other missions like the Ghost Bride are ranked A or B. They look like child's play compared to this. Then he finds the entry for the Yuling Tunnel. Difficulty unknown, survival rate 0%. The reality sinks in. In the history of the spirit realm, not a single person has ever cleared this instance. Meanwhile, Section Chief Lai Dongs is basking in his good fortune. Unaware of the nightmare his new recruit just barely survived, Guanya bursts into the office, shattering the peace with the terrifying news about the Yuling Tunnel. The news hits Lai Dongs like a freight train, making him spit out his expensive wine in pure shock. Back in the office, Yuenking looks like a ghost. He desperately asks if there is any way he can be saved. Lai Dongs explains the grim truth. Trial missions are solo instances. No one can help him, and he is totally on his own. For now, he is sent home. All he can do is wait for the high-level database to yield some kind of answer. Guanya drives him back. Her usual teasing is replaced by a somber and heavy silence. Before he leaves, she offers a small gesture of comfort. She wishes him luck, knowing he will need every bit of it. As she drives away, Yuenking is left alone with his thoughts. The real battle for survival is only just beginning. Zhang Yuenking's profile lies on the desk of the Public Security Bureau. The assessment is brutal, scheming, grudge holder, and a high probability of being seduced by the enemy. Guanya looks over the files with a skeptical eye. She asks Wang Tai if the kid really has any hope of clearing a trial this dangerous. The risk is astronomical. An S-rank trial offers legendary rewards, but for a novice it is almost a guaranteed death sentence. Without powerful items, the chances are zero. Items are the lifeblood of a spirit walker. You either find them in the realm or kill another walker to take theirs. But if you die in the trial, the realm reclaims everything. Lai Dongs refuses to give up on his recruit. He sends a desperate message to the powerful Taiyi sect, begging for historical records on the Yuling Tunnel to save his student. Unaware of the storm brewing in the higher circles, Zhang Yuenking returns home to his grandmother, hoping for a moment of peace. The peace is short-lived. Aunt Jiang bursts in with a face mask, trying to fix his cousin's aging face, while the family descends into their usual chaotic banter. The conversation turns serious as the cousin mentions the missing people in the Yuling Tunnel. 2 people entered the tunnel on camera, but they never appeared on the inside. In the distant capital city, the request for information reaches Elder Sun. He is the man who knows the dark history of the tunnel better than anyone. Elder Sun is blunt. The Yuling Tunnel is not a normal S-rank trial. It is a broken nightmare that has evolved beyond the control of the sect. He advises everyone to give up. The records show a grim history. Years ago, they sent 2 powerful night gods into the tunnel. One vanished without a trace into the shadows. The second managed to complete the first task, only to be brutally slaughtered during the second stage. Since then, the sect has considered the realm a total loss. Elder Sun believes Zhang Yuenking is already dead. There is no point investing in someone who is destined to perish in the most difficult spirit realm for a novice. Zhang Yuenking knows that every game has a pattern, and survival in the spirit realm is no different. Even as his Aunt Jiang teases him while playing horror games, he is already analyzing the logic of the world. If he can find the hidden patterns, even a regular person with no strength can clear the most dangerous trials smoothly. This is the edge he needs to survive. A sudden call from Guanya interrupts his thoughts. She has sent over the detailed files for his upcoming mission, and her voice carries a hint of playful challenge. Guanya is resting after a long day, but her mind is as sharp as ever. She promises to wait for him to return as long as he treats the whole team to a meal afterward. The file reveals his next destination. Spirit Realm number 0079 is a solo death mode trial set in the ancient Sandow Mountain Goddess Temple. The temple is haunted by a resentful spirit that clings to its victims and drains their life force. It is a slow and agonizing way to die. Deep within the temple grounds, a pair of red shoes waits for a partner. These are not just any shoes. They are a rule-based item that forces its victims into a deadly dance. Many have been stomped to death by these shoes, but Zhang sees an opportunity. Thanks to his training and his unique brain, he might be able to survive the impossible. By entering a state of brain overload, memory becomes a trivial matter for him. He will memorize every chaotic step and break the rule of the red shoes. Guanya explains that rule-based items are priceless, but incredibly troublesome. The only way to acquire one is to find its pattern and break its rule completely. As the call ends, Guanya gives him one last piece of advice. Today is a lucky day for Scorpios, and Zhang Yuenking is going to need every bit of that luck. Countdown is on, and the stakes have never been higher. With only 5 minutes remaining, Zhang Yuenking prepares for the ultimate gamble as he enters the forbidden spirit realm. Everything is on the line as the system activates. Zhang Yuanqing takes the alias Yuanqi Tianzan and steps into a world where death is the only certainty. He is not going in empty-handed. With special pills in his palm, he calculates his chances against the invisible terrors lurking in the shadows of the temple. One touch is all it takes for his hyper-processing brain to scan the environment. He finds a never-extinguishing candle, but the price for its power is losing his sense of fear. The clock is ticking. He has only 15 minutes to explore before a vengeful spirit clings to his shoulders and drags him to the grave. Starvation is the only alternative to action. Zhang Yuanqing takes a deep breath and steps out of the safety of the hall and into the freezing darkness. The courtyard is a labyrinth of ancient trees and cursed wells. Every step is a risk, but he must push forward to uncover the secrets of this death realm. A sudden snap breaks the silence. Behind the tall grass, a rotting corpse appears. The undead are here, and the real nightmare is just beginning. Zhang Yuanqing finds a body with its head twisted a full 180 degrees. This miner was killed with brutal force before he could even scream. Suddenly, a chilling voice echoes through the darkness. The name Zhang Yuanqing repeats over and over as if the forest itself is hungry for his soul. Zhang stays calm and pulls out a bronze mirror to scan his surroundings. He knows something is lurking just out of sight. The reflection reveals a terrifying sight. A ghostly woman in white stands right behind him with blood pouring from her eye as she beckons him to come closer. Zhang lets out a high-pitched scream and runs for his life. This spirit realm is far more dangerous than any urban legend he ever heard. He reaches the temple gate, but it is sealed tight by a pulsating purple energy. He is trapped in a courtyard with a vengeful spirit. Zhang finds a wooden scoop and remembers a bizarre folk remedy. He claims that a young boy's urine can ward off the most powerful evil spirits. With no other options left, he decides to give the ghost a taste of his secret weapon. He is ready to fight back with everything he has. The plan is a total disaster. The ghost remains unmoved while Zhang stands there looking like a complete fool. Even in the face of death, Zhang manages to keep his spirits high. He celebrates his own survival as he continues to look for a real way out. Trapped in a nightmare realm, Zhang Yuanqing searches for anything to help him survive and finds a heavy axe among the ruins. He moves cautiously through the temple grounds, knowing that one wrong step could be his last in this twisted spirit realm. He enters the second building, which turns out to be an ancient armory filled with rusted weapons and useless scrap. But his blood runs cold when he discovers a dried corpse slumped against the wall, and it definitely is not a skeleton. Zhang inspects the body and realizes there are no broken bones or fatal wounds, suggesting something else took its life. His eyes widen as he spots two distinct puncture holes in the neck of the victim, and they look exactly like bite marks from a beast. A sudden noise from the adjacent room sends his heart racing, and he tightly grips his axe prepared for the worst. He peers through the wooden bars into a room stacked with heavy coffins, and another corpse lying on the floor. The fallen man is clutching a golden object that radiates a strange, divine energy, unlike anything else in this dark place. It is a Buddhist Vajra, and Zhang suspects this might be the missing piece from the temple goddess statue. Before he can reach for it, a set of sharp claws suddenly erupts from the darkness of a nearby coffin. The wood splinters as a terrifying creature breaks free, and Zhang realizes he has walked right into a trap. A vampiric zombie stands before him, and it is far more fierce than any mindless undead he has encountered before. The air grows heavy as the red eyes of the shoulder ghost flare to life, once again meaning time is running out. The monster lets out a bone-chilling scream as it lunges forward, and Zhang must fight for his life against the hungry dead. Zhang Yuanqing has officially lost it. Trapped in a nightmare temple with ghosts literally riding his back, he just wants to go home to his family. But the nightmare is just getting started as a rotting undead creature crawls out from the shadows. This thing is not like the legends at all. Instead of hopping like a traditional zombie, it moves with the terrifying speed of a modern predator. It lunges with lethal precision, forcing Zhang to question everything he knows about the undead. He barely manages to dodge the first strike, using every bit of his athletic prowess to stay alive. He lands a solid hit, only to realize the creature's heart has already been ripped out. This guy is a legend from the stories. His blade clangs against its hide, as if hitting solid metal. It has the legendary bronze skin and iron bones of a high-level corpse. Desperate Zhang pulls out his trump card. The corpse-suppressing talisman glows with a divine golden light. It works. The entities shrink back in fear as Zhang realizes he finally has some leverage over these monsters. With the ghost held at bay, he sprints for the safety of the inner chambers, collapsing as the system confirms he is safe. Zhang Yuanqing is in serious trouble. The poison from the zombie's nails is already spreading through his system, and he has no disinfectant or medicine to stop it. He feels strangely calm despite the looming death because of the mysterious candle item. He realizes he cannot just sit here and wait for the end. He looks at the terrifying red dancing shoes and remembers Guan Ya's advice. If he can crack the rule of an item, he has a chance to claim it. He knows he is not strong enough to slap a talisman on a vicious spirit like a child trying to fight an adult with a knife. He needs a better plan. With his life on the line, he decides to gamble. He reaches out and calls for the shoes to come to him. If he does not act now, who else will step into this hell to save him? The air grows cold as the sound of clicking footsteps echoes through the temple. Suddenly, the bright red shoes manifest right before him. They have cut off his retreat and are standing directly in his path. The ominous presence of the entity is overwhelming as it prepares to enforce its deadly rules. The shoes offer a choice: dance or die. Yuanqing realizes that if he refuses to step in place, he will be killed instantly. This is a nasty trap, but he has one secret weapon left. He prays for his brain to handle the upcoming overload as he prepares to mirror the shoe's every move. His eyes glow with an intense light as his brain hyper-processes the world around him. He sees every vibration and every shift in the air. This is the power of a Sprit Realm Walker pushed to the absolute limit. He matches the rhythm of the cursed shoes step for step. He is worried about his majestic image being ruined by this ridiculous dance, but survival is more important than pride. He performs the routine with mechanical precision, ignoring the strain on his physical body. He finishes the final step without a single mistake. He has done it. He survived the dance of death and proved his worth to the artifact, but the cost of using his brain overload ability is starting to take its toll. Yuanqing collapses as blood streams from his nose and mouth. The shoes mock his terrible dancing skills, but they acknowledge his effort. The system notifies him that he has earned their appreciation for a short time. The notification screen appears. He has successfully accompanied the red dancing shoes. Even though his skills were awful, they will assist him for 30 minutes. He quickly swallows his medicine to stabilize his condition. Yuanqing is stunned as he reads the item's description. These shoes are a divine artifact. They allow the user to ignore all physical obstacles and grant incredible agility. This rule-type item is completely overpowered and changes everything. He wipes the blood from his face with a determined smirk. 30 minutes of power is all he needs to finish this nightmare. The tables have turned, and now the hunter is about to become the prey. Zhang Yuanqing is forced to wear cursed red high heels while navigating the deadly temple grounds. He discovers the remains of a previous explorer who failed to survive the night in this spiritual realm. A terrifying zombie stalks him from the shadows, but Zhang is too focused on the mysterious items left behind to notice. Suddenly, the red shoes take complete control of his body and begin a brutal assault on the undead monster. Zhang is dragged along for a wild ride as the supernatural footwear stomps the creature into submission with blinding speed. The heels deliver a final crushing blow, leaving the monster incapacitated and pinned to the stone floor. Seizing the chance, Zhang uses a golden talisman to seal the zombie and end the immediate threat. He identifies his new weapon as the demon subduing pestle, a divine tool capable of breaking powerful spirits. With time running out, the well ghost has vanished, and Zhang must return to the main hall before his luck runs dry. Zhang Yuanqing is at his limit. The corpse poison is tearing through his lungs, and his time is almost up. He has searched every corner of this cursed temple, but the quest still remains active. Then he looks down at the mysterious red shoes. He realizes the hidden truth. The main hall holds the secret, and the red shoes were guiding him all along. To unlock the path, he must use the demon-subduing Vajra, an ancient weapon of pure light. With trembling hands, he jams the golden blade into the mechanism, and the very foundation of the temple begins to shake. The floor gives way beneath him, revealing a hidden cavern that has been sealed for centuries. Zhang digs through the rubble and recovers the sacred weapon. This is the heart of the mystery. Zhang stands before the source of the temple downfall. This cave holds the dark truth of the mountain god, but the power he needs comes with a heavy price. The Vajra demands a blood sacrifice to activate its true sun god power. Zhang knows it is a gamble, but he has no other choice. He offers his life force to the blade. Pure golden energy surges through his veins as the weapon drinks his blood. His eyes ignite with a divine glow. The darkness is no longer an obstacle as he gains the ability to see through every shadow. The poison is purged from his body. He is no longer dying, but he is now a servant of the sun. He moves deeper into the man-made tunnels. He is approaching the end of the dungeon. Suddenly, a desperate cry for help echoes through the stone walls. Someone is still alive. Zhang rushes toward the light, only to find a scene from a nightmare. A massive tree of faces towers over him. The true horror of the spirit realm is finally revealed. Agonized screams echo through the darkness of the spirit realm as Zhang Yuanqing enters a place where no living being has stepped for centuries. Out of the shadows, a massive face carved into a tree trunk begins to speak, claiming to be nothing more than a simple sentient plant. Zhang Yuanqing is skeptical as he listens to the history of the Three Paths Mountain Goddess and her supposed fall into madness. The banyan tree reveals that it absorbed the souls and resentment of countless victims, and now it wants revenge on the goddess. The spirit gives Zhang a mission to open the stone coffin and pierce the goddess' heart with the sacred Vajra to end her reign. But Zhang is way ahead of the game as he remembers the warning to never trust the master and realizes the dates of the legend do not match. The logic bomb drops as Zhang reveals the tree is the real killer who has been manipulating everyone with deadly illusions. The terrifying well ghost was just a mental projection designed to scare him, but Zhang has finally seen through the tree's lies. Empowered by the Vajra, Zhang unleashes a blinding light that shatters the mental prison and forces the monster to face him directly. Furious that its deception has failed, the spirit of the tree sheds its peaceful mask and prepares to strike Zhang down with raw power. Zhang Yuanqing stands his ground as massive tentacles erupt from the ground to surround him in a deadly trap. He activates the power of the red dancing shoes to perform a series of gravity-defying leaps to escape the crushing blows. With his eyes glowing from the intense mental strain, Zhang focuses all his power into a single lethal strike. The cursed face tree lets out a deafening roar as holy fire begins to tear through its wooden flesh. Zhang plunges his blade directly into the monster's head, delivering a final explosion of light that blinds the entire forest. The massive entity is consumed by a pillar of fire as it shrieks in total agony while being erased from existence. Zhang desperately rips the cursed shoes off his feet, just seconds before the item reaches its lethal usage limit. The system confirms an S-rank trial quest completion and grants him the title of Night Wanderer, along with legendary loot. Zhang screams in victory as he becomes the first person in decades to successfully clear the terrifying residual spirit tunnel. After a brutal battle, Zhang Yuanqing finally catches his breath, but a strange purple light begins to pulse within his vision. Suddenly, his spirit is ripped from his body. He thinks he is dead, but a system notification reveals he is actually leveling up to become a Night Wanderer. Not only are his wounds healed, but he has officially tamed the cursed red dancing shoes. Now his eyes are fixed on the mysterious stone coffin. Despite the danger, curiosity wins. He slides the heavy lid back to find out what is really hidden inside the temple of the goddess. Resting within is the legendary Three Paths Mountain Goddess. Her beauty is haunting, and her presence radiates an ancient power. He immediately regrets his life choices, fearing a hidden quest trigger. But then he spots a glowing spirit crystal inside her mouth. Risking it all, he snatches the ultimate supplement. The system identifies it as a soul crystal purified by the power of the sun god. Pure energy surges through his veins as his experience points skyrocket. He can feel himself becoming significantly stronger with every passing second. Just as the return countdown begins, a pale hand grips the edge of the coffin. The goddess is no longer resting. She is awake. She stares directly into his soul and delivers a bone-chilling promise. "I will come find you." The screen fades as the timer hits 0. The countdown hits 0 and the world shatters. Zhang Yuanqing is falling through a digital abyss as the trial finally ends. He snaps awake in the safety of his own room, but the nightmare isn't over. Those cursed red high heels from the spirit realm are still on his feet. Pure panic sets in as he frantically kicks the demonic shoes off before they can drag him back into the shadows. Just as he recovers, his beautiful Aunt Jiang bursts in to nag him. But Zhang is so happy to be alive, he greets her with a massive hug. Meanwhile, at the bureau, Guan Ye is convinced that clearing the Yuling tunnel is a statistical impossibility. Suddenly, her phone explodes with a notification that should be impossible. It's the kid they thought was a goner. Zhang Yuanqing casually calls in to report that he didn't just survive. He cleared the entire Three Paths temple. Lai Dongs loses his cool and celebrates because this miracle changes everything for their organization. This feat will attract the attention of the Five Elements Alliance and shake the foundations of the Sprit Walker world. Word reaches Centurion Fu, a heavy hitter in the White Tiger Guard, who realizes they have just landed a literal monster. Lai Dong's knows he has the upper hand now, and his only demand is simple: send more funding immediately. Lai Dong's is playing the long game. He knows that while money gets quick results, virtue is what truly builds loyalty. Centurion Fu wants every scrap of intel on the Mountain God Temple, and he is willing to pay back any favor to get it. The local Sprit Walker management group is in an absolute frenzy. While the rest of the district assumed the newcomer was a goner, Lai Dong's drops a massive bombshell. The Night God has not only survived, but successfully cleared a legendary S-rank trial. Over at the Taiyi sect, the mood is sour. They cannot believe an instance even they could not handle was conquered by a rookie. Their leaders are fuming for letting such a high-level talent slip through their fingers and join a rival organization. Back at headquarters, Zhang Yuanqing makes his grand entrance. He is back from the brink of death and looking sharper than ever, which immediately catches everyone's attention. Guanya is waiting for him with her signature teasing grin. She offers the young hero a celebratory hug as a reward, but Zhang is far too smart to fall for her playful charms just yet. Section Chief Lai Dong's welcomes his star recruit with open arms. He admits he was worried that Zhang would be kidnapped by other factions before he even had a chance to report in. But all Zhang wants right now is a simple bottle of cola. As Zhang types up the official report, assistant Wang notices a terrifying discrepancy. The stats and the information Zhang provided do not match the expected patterns of an S-rank difficulty. He suspects Zhang is hiding something massive. Zhang finally drops the truth. The Lady of Sandow Mountain has awakened. The room goes ice cold as Lai Dong's realizes the sheer scale of what this means for the future of the Sprit Realm. Lai Dong's explains there are only two possibilities. Either the temple will be upgraded to a high-level instance, or an entirely new and dangerous Sprit Realm will manifest in its place. This intel is worth a fortune to the higher-ups. The heavy tension breaks when Zhang and Wang start roasting Guanya. They claim the ancient goddess is far more beautiful and has more research value than she does. Guanya looks like she is ready to send them both to the afterlife. Elder Sun is absolutely stunned. Word travels fast that a rookie under Centurion Fu has actually cleared the legendary Yuling Tunnel. This is unheard of and changes everything. The old man loses his mind. If this news gets out, his reputation is toast. He demands a total media blackout immediately to save face. But the trouble is just beginning. A secret report confirms the ancient day wanderer has finally awakened. The Crimson Adjudicator is calling for an emergency meeting of the highest order. Meanwhile, Zhang Yuanqing is doing his own research. He realizes something terrifying. The standard mark for a night wanderer is a crescent moon, but his mark is a full black moon. He knows he has to play it cool. High-level secrets are dangerous for someone at his rank. He chooses to keep this anomaly buried for now until he knows more. Guanya breaks it down for him. The Sprit Realm is a twisted mirror of reality. The places exist, but the monsters are just terrifying illusions meant to test their limits. She cannot help but tease him about his encounter with the Mountain Goddess. Zhang just wants her to stay buried in the Sprit Realm forever while he recovers from the trauma. The mood shifts instantly when Lai Dong's walks in with grim news. A White Tiger Guard scout has been found dead in a hotel. The peace is officially over. In the shadows of the Taiyi sect, the sect master senses a massive shift in power. The demon lord has fallen, and their greatest threat is gone for now. But a new hunt begins. The successor is out there, and they are carrying two specific traits: a black full moon mark and a unique character card that ordinary walkers can never obtain. Zhang returns to the mundane world of school. His friends are busy gossiping about the class beauty Zhu Yingying and the mysterious man who picks her up in expensive cars. Zhang brushes off the school drama and heads to his afternoon lab class. Little do his friends know he is the very person the most powerful sects in the country are currently hunting. Quiet night at a luxury hotel is shattered by a discovery that will change everything. The police have completely cordoned off the area as they realize this is no ordinary crime scene. Inside the room, investigators find the bodies of an official scout and his mistress. The victims were killed with clinical precision. A single stab to the heart with no struggle. Lai Dongs and Guan arrive to lead the investigation into this mysterious spiritual assassin. They suspect the killer is an evil pathwalker who successfully bypassed all high-tech security. The strength of the killer is formidable, and the clock is ticking to find any surviving evidence. The team realizes they need a night wanderer to extract the memories from the dead scout. Back at school, Zhang Yuanqing is deep into forbidden forums, researching the limits of his power. His focus is broken by a sudden call from the agency. Duty is calling him back to the morgue. Guanya waits at the school gate, and her serious expression tells him this is a major case. She explains the mission. He must use his unique soul-devouring ability to solve the murder. Zhang stands over the cold body of the scout, ready to perform a feat he has never tried before. His eyes flare with blue light as he reaches into the void to pull the spirit from its shell. A massive blue spectral essence flows into him as the scout's final memories begin to manifest. A dark voice echoes through the vision, warning that his patience is running dangerously thin. The memory reveals a mysterious woman. Is she the clue they need, or just another victim? Zhang Yuanqing dives into the memories of a dead man, and the scene is absolute chaos. He sees through the victim's eyes as a massive killer looms over him. This is not just a murder. It is a slaughter. The killer is a beast of a man with a cold gaze and a jagged scar slicing across his left cheek. He demands to know the location of the Holy Grail and the roster before ending the life of his prey. Yuanqing snaps back to reality, clutching his head in agony, as the dark memories threaten to overwhelm his psyche. Reading a spirit's memories is a dangerous game that leaves a heavy toll on the mind. Guanya and Section Chief Lai Dongs watch him closely as he recovers. Guanya tries to lighten the mood with a joke, but the gravity of the situation keeps them focused. Yuanqing provides a perfect description of the suspect, a stocky male in his 30s with very distinct facial features. The investigation finally has a face to hunt. Lai Dongs warns that this murderer is likely a mentally unstable spirit walker. In this world, every crime costs morality points, and someone willing to commit such atrocities has either lost their mind or has points to burn. When a spirit walker loses control of their inner beast, they become a ticking time bomb. If their morality drops too low, they are marked for death by the spirit realm itself. The mention of the Holy Grail and a mysterious roster changes everything. This case is far more complex than a simple murder, and the victims were hiding massive secrets from the organization. Despite the danger, Lai Dongs insists on maintaining standards. He orders Yuanqing to get a custom-tailored suit, because in this business elegance is just as important as skill. As they walk through the office, Yuanqing can't help but notice Guanya's stunning figure. He admits that maybe the section chief is right about striving for elegance in life. A system prompt appears showing that Yuanqing's experience has jumped to 44% after absorbing the spirit. He is growing stronger, but the path of a night god is a lonely one. Guanya notices his growth and offers a challenge. She asks if he wants to practice his skills on her, but Yuanqing quickly backs down. He knows better than to pick a fight with a seasoned scout. Zhang Yuanqing confirms the match. This man is Wu Xiangrong, a former prisoner with a violent past who disappeared the moment he was released. Lai Dongs is confident. With the official resources of the scouts, they can hunt this murderer down in less than 2 hours. Despite his potential, Lai Dongs dismisses Zhang for the day. He believes the young night wanderer lacks the psychological endurance for the true combat that is coming. Guanya worries that the killer might have fled, but Lai Dongs knows better. The demon is hunting for the Holy Grail and the roster, and he won't leave until he has them. Back at home, the atmosphere shifts from professional to supernatural. Aunt Jiang asks if the hospital is haunted after a series of terrifying sightings. A nurse saw a baby ghost clinging to her shoulder in the mirror. While the women are terrified, Zhang senses an opportunity most wouldn't dream of. Zhang realizes that hospitals are the ultimate grinding spots. They are filled with birth, aging, and death, creating a constant flow of spirits for him to devour. Just as he arrives, his phone pings with a high-priority alert. Wu Xiangrong has escaped the siege and is now a trending level 3 threat. Zhang considers tracking the killer himself using his hidden items, but decides against it. Exposing his rule-type items as a level 1 would make him a target for everyone. Focusing on his own growth, Zhang spots a wandering spirit in the hallway. It is a regretful old man who cannot find peace. It is time to feed. Zhang activates his spirit devour skill, pulling the ghostly essence toward him in a swirl of blue energy. As he absorbs the spirit, he sees a vision of the man's final moments. A lifetime of chain smoking led to a painful death in a hospital bed. The process is a success. His experience bar moves up by 2%. It is a slow crawl, but every spirit counts toward his next level. Zhang looks down the hallway and sees dozens of lingering spirits. To others, this is a nightmare, but to him, it is an all-you-can-eat buffet. Zhang Yuanqing is diving deep into the memories of a monster. He is not just watching. He is feeling every dark instinct as he hyper-processes the information. The absorption process is intense. A ghostly blue flame swirls around him as he devours the spirit of the fallen demon to gain its power. But the memories are a total nightmare. He witnesses a disturbing scene of a man being preyed upon by the bewitching demon in the most twisted way possible. Zhang snaps back to reality in a cold sweat. The mental trauma of absorbing such a depraved soul is almost too much for his mind to handle. He rushes to the bathroom to wash away the feeling of filth. Devouring spirits for power is a dark path that leaves a permanent scar on the soul. Despite the horror, his stats are climbing. His experience bar hits 46%, and his physical strength has noticeably improved. Meanwhile, at the Security Bureau, Centurion Fu is absolutely fuming. He is disappointed that a dozen members let the bewitching demon escape. The massive Tang Guojiang tries to make excuses. He claims the demon went berserk and became far stronger than their initial assessments. Centurion Fu shuts him down immediately. Failure is failure, and there is no room for cowardice in the White Tiger Guards. He warns the team that the situation has escalated. A wounded bewitching demon is a ticking time bomb that will cause mass casualties. Fu decides to take matters into his own hands. He will personally join the hunt and orders the team to follow the leads on the victim's family. After the meeting, he stays behind with Guanya. She is injured, but her focus remains sharp as she discusses their next move. It turns out they are family. Fu wants Guanya to transfer to a more successful unit to avoid a forced marriage arranged by her aunt. Guanya just laughs it off. She is more interested in the new recruit Zhang Yuanqing and wants to see just how far he can go. Zhang Yuanqing walks through the university campus thinking about his next move. Life seems normal, but rumors are spreading like wildfire. His classmates are gossiping about the school belle Zhu Yingying. Apparently, security officers were questioning her about her wealthy sponsor who went missing. Zhang spots her in the distance, but his blood runs cold. She is not alone. Standing right next to her is the dangerous fugitive Wu Xiangrong. If Zhu Yingying is involved with this monster, she is as good as dead. Zhang knows he cannot wait for backup to arrive. He quickly sends a message to the White Tiger Guards. He has to tail them into the parking garage before it is too late. Zhang sprints down the stairs. Every second counts when dealing with a level 3 bewitching demon. He activates his night roam skill. His body fades into the shadows as he prepares for a high-stakes rescue mission. Inside the dark garage, the killer demands answers. He wants to know the location of the Holy Grail and the roster. Zhu Yingying cries out in terror, but the murderer has no mercy. He is losing his patience, and his eyes glow with a deadly light. He lifts her by the neck like a doll. To him, she is just a useless person who deserves to die. Suddenly, the killer stops. He senses a presence in the room and tosses the girl aside like trash. Show yourself. Wu Xiangrong unleashes a massive wave of purple energy to force the intruder out of hiding. Zhang is forced to engage. He lunges forward, but the gap in power is immense. The impact sends him flying backward. Zhang grits his teeth as he hits the ground. He is up against a monster, and the real fight has only just begun. The hunt is on, and Zhang Yuanqing is in a world of serious trouble. The ruthless, bewitching demon is closing in with terrifying speed and a murderous grin. One slash of that glowing purple blade nearly ends the fight before it truly begins. Wu Xiangrong sneers as he calls out his prey for being a pathetic coward. Zhang is forced to play his trump card early. He activates Night Roam and vanishes into the shadows just as the demon prepares a final killing blow. Hiding behind a car and gasping for breath, Zhang realizes just how outclassed he is. A single hit from a bewitching demon feels like being crushed by a tank. Wu Xiangrong mocks him as a mere level 1 night wanderer who should not even be in this territory. He knows Zhang can only stay invisible for a few more seconds. The situation is dire. Once the fight starts, the demon marks his target for a relentless pursuit. Combined with the power to bewitch the mind, this enemy is nearly unbeatable. The demon starts a terrifying countdown. He has identified Zhang as a university student and threatens to hunt down his entire family if he does not show himself. Zhang knows his stamina is fading, and the officials will not arrive in time. With his back against the wall, he reaches for a cursed item he hoped to never use. 3, 2, 1. The time is up. Wu Xiangrong prepares to deliver a finishing strike, but Zhang has one last terrifying trick up his sleeve. A pair of blood-red high heels suddenly manifests in the air. These are the legendary red dancing shoes, and they are about to change the rules of this fight. A system prompt appears asking if Zhang would like to dance. It is a deadly gamble with his own life, but it is the only way to survive this monster. Wu Xiangrong laughs at the supernatural item, thinking it is beneath him. He bites his tongue to use yang energy blood to suppress the spirit, but the red shoes transform into a spectral force that he cannot ignore. The killer is shocked as the shoes move faster than he can react. He realizes too late that this is a void-type item from an overseas profession. A brutal sequence of stomps leaves the murderer struggling to keep his balance. Zhang Yuanqing observes the chaos from a distance, waiting for the perfect moment. He knows that rule-type items are absolute and cannot be stopped once they begin. Even though the demon is durable, he is being slowly broken down by the relentless assault. As the killer prepares to flee, Zhang realizes he must strike now to end this. With a sudden burst of speed, Zhang delivers a crushing blow to the distracted enemy. The battle for survival reaches a boiling point. Zhang Yuanqing is pushed to the limit in a deadly game of shadows. Wu Xiangrong taunts the invisible stalker. He has been waiting for this exact moment. He reveals a legendary green jade disc. This ancient treasure provides a nearly unbreakable defense. The power is too much. The jade disc explodes into fragments as the shield fails. Zhang Yuanqing finally reveals himself. His stealth has run out and he is vulnerable. A sudden wave of purple energy hits Zhang. He is paralyzed by a powerful bewitching spell. Wu Xiangrong cackles. He explains that he was baiting Zhang the entire time just to force this move. But Zhang breaks free against all odds. He lunges forward with a speed that defies logic. The dagger strikes home. Wu Xiangrong is caught completely off guard by the counter. It is over. Zhang delivers the final blow as the villain screams in pure despair. The battle between Sprit Realm Walkers reaches its absolute climax as powers clash in a blinding display of energy. Wu Xiangrong is caught off guard as a mysterious force strikes from the shadows with incredible speed. The cursed red dancing shoes manifest. They dance across the battlefield with a lethal grace that no mortal can track. A direct hit. The impact of the spirit shoes sends shockwaves through the air as the villain reels from the blow. In a desperate last-ditch effort, Wu Xiangrong tries to counterattack, but he is clearly fighting a losing battle. The air crackles with spiritual pressure as a final decisive strike is prepared to end this once and for all. Zhang Yuanqing appears like a ghost right behind his enemy. With his golden dagger ready, he declares that the game is over. Blood sprays across the cold pavement as the finishing blow connects. The level 3 demon is finally silenced. Zhang collapses to the ground in total exhaustion. Taking down a target this high level pushed him to his absolute limits. He reflects on his strategy. Using the demon's subduing pestle for purification and the red shoes for evasion was his only path to victory. The system confirms the kill. Zhang has earned 30 morality points and 15 reputation points for taking out this dangerous criminal. Reputation is a new reward. Zhang wonders what kind of doors this will open for him within the mysterious spirit realm. He stands over the fallen body of Wu Xiangrong. In this world, survival is the only thing that matters. Zhang starts looting the body, but he is disappointed to find only a cheap phone and a few crumpled bills. It's not much, but he takes it anyway. Every little bit helps when you are fighting for your life in the spirit realm. Zhang Yuanqing just secured a terrifying new weapon. The bloodthirsty blade is a cursed edge that hungers for essence blood and can slice through steel like butter. But power comes at a steep price. If Yuanqing wants to master this blade, he has to feed it his own life force. He decides to keep it sealed for now. Suddenly, a pair of crimson high heels manifests out of thin air. These are the legendary red dancing shoes, and they have a very specific demand for their owner. Join the dance or be hunted to death. Yuanqing has no choice but to agree to this bizarre and dangerous contract just to survive. Back at the crime scene lie Dongs and Guan. You're absolutely stunned. They can barely believe a rookie like Yuanqing managed to take down a high-level demon on his own. Guanya is not easily fooled, though. She senses something is off about Yuanqing's sudden burst of power and watches him with a piercing gaze. Later, she leans in close to tease the flustered protagonist. She knows he is hiding secrets, but for now, she is willing to let him sweat. Lai Dongs is on cloud 9. He has secured a massive victory for his squad and is already dreaming of the rewards and celebrations to come. He reports the success to Centurion Fu. The leader of the White Tiger Guard is busy tracking the demon's movements when he hears the impossible news. A level 1 night wanderer killed a level 3 demon. Centurion Fu realizes they have a monster of a genius on their hands and orders a full report immediately. At the Kengyang District Security Bureau, Zhang Yuanqing prepares to enter the morgue to extract the final memories of a high-level criminal. Lai Dongs warns that the night god spirit devour can pollute the user's mind, but Zhang is determined to find the truth regardless of the cost. With a massive surge of spiritual power, Zhang activates his ability and dives deep into the twisted consciousness of the deceased killer. In the depths of the memory, Zhang encounters the ghost-eyed judge, a terrifying figure, who offered the killer a way to escape his miserable life. Zhang witnesses the brutal reality of the killer's past, where years of relentless bullying and isolation shattered his humanity. Even those closest to him offered no mercy, calling him a useless loser and pushing him further into the arms of darkness. Zhang gasps for air as he returns to the waking world, overwhelmed by the sheer weight of the hatred he just experienced. Lai Dongs explains that the spirit realm chooses those already filled with malice to become evil professionals, ensuring they remain villains. Zhang reveals a chilling detail from the vision. He saw something massive hidden in the shadows of the killer's subconscious. When Zhang mentions the ghost-eyed judge, Captain Lai loses his cool, realizing they are dealing with a threat far beyond their current level. The legend of the fallen Holy Grail is real. It is a high-level sorcerer item used to enslave spirit walkers and turn them into mindless puppets for the ghost-eyed judge. Once you are contaminated by the Grail, you are trapped forever. To keep the madness from consuming your soul, you must undergo a regular baptism from the cup of blood. Lai Dongs drops a bombshell. The ghost-eyed judge has fallen, and his most dangerous subordinate has vanished with a secret register containing the identities of all his slaves. That subordinate is Black Impermanence. If he is not caught soon, the entire supernatural underworld will descend into absolute chaos as the register is exposed. The organization is on full alert. All vacations are canceled, and every walker in Songhai must be ready for a war as they hunt for the missing Grail. But that is not all. News from the capital confirms that the legendary demon lord is dead. This news shakes the entire spirit realm to its very foundation. The search for a successor has already begun. When a high-level card falls, it looks for a new owner with enough talent to wield its terrifying authority. Among the top candidates is a mysterious rookie named Yuan Shitianzun. They have no idea that this rising star is actually our protagonist, Zhang Yuanqing. While the spirit realm burns, Zhang Yuanqing is more concerned about his paycheck. He is busy asking the office staff when his mission rewards will finally hit his account. Deep in the shadows, Black Impermanence performs a dark ritual. He uses blood to hatch a mysterious beetle that holds the key to his next sinister move. The ritual fire blazes as he prepares a deadly trap. He plans to use himself as bait to lure out the Five Elements Alliance while he searches for the judge's resting place. Yuanqing heads home to escape the stress, only to find his cousin and grandmother gossiping about the kidnapping and death at his school. Dinner is served, but the atmosphere is heavy. The family is waiting for Aunt Jiang to return from her long and tiring shift at the local hospital. Aunt Jiang finally arrives looking like she has aged 10 years in a single day. She is completely exhausted and can barely stand as she asks for rice. Yuanqing's hyper-processing brain spots the problem instantly. A glowing infant spirit is latched onto her leg and is slowly draining her life force. At the table, things get even weirder. Aunt Jiang complains that the food has no flavor. She cannot even taste the salt or smell the delicious roast duck. The ghost baby is not just a parasite. It is hungry. It is literally intercepting the essence of the food before she can even swallow it. The spirit starts wailing so loudly that it drives Yuanqing mad. He reaches out and physically grabs the ghost, shocking the entity with his ability to touch it. With a terrifying look in his eyes, he commands the spirit to shut up. It seems our hero has found a new pet whether he likes it or not. Zhang Yuanqing just realized something huge. His night wanderer energy is like a high-end gourmet meal for spirits, and this little purple ghost is absolutely hooked on it. After digging through secret walker forums, he discovers that high-level professionals can refine spirits into loyal servants. This little brat is not just a ghost. It is a 1 in 10,000 jackpot. He immediately initiates a soul contract. Energy surges through the room as the bond is sealed. He now has his very own spirit servant ready to do his bidding. The stats are absolutely broken. This servant can exchange its own senses or physical functions with any target. Yuenking names him Little Dumbass and prepares for whatever comes next. But the piece is cut short. Yuenking is summoned to meet Captain Yuan Ting. He is a level 3 Night Wanderer from the elite Teiyi sect, and he looks like he means business. Yuenking leans into his role as the perfect student and showers the captain with flattery. The plan works perfectly as the stiff official starts to see him as a talented kindred spirit. The conversation turns dark as they discuss the Demon Lord's legacy. When high-level walkers die, their character cards can be passed down to a chosen successor who inherits everything. The Demon Lord was a fallen walker and the ultimate enemy of the sects. He caused global panic before disappearing, and now the official forces are hunting his successor with everything they have. Yuenking feels his blood run cold as the captain describes the signs of the successor. A full moon mark on the card and a unique reward. That is an exact description of Yuenking himself. The captain pulls out a high-level command token that forces anyone to speak the absolute truth. If he answers the question honestly, his secret will be exposed, and he is a dead man. The power of the token is overwhelming. It forces obedience and strips away all concealment. Yuenking feels his will starting to crumble under the weight of the interrogation. But he has one last desperate gamble. He can transfer negative status effects to his spirit servant. It is time to see if Little Dumbass can tank the truth for him. Zhang Yuenking wakes up his spirit servant to absorb the crushing pressure of the screening. The tiny phantom devours the energy like a snack, and Zhang is officially cleared for duty. Captain Yuan Ting confirms the results and offers a massive reward for more spirit information. The guy is all about business, but Zhang is already thinking 10 steps ahead. Before leaving, Zhang asks about the legendary solar power of the night gods. The captain is shocked by the question, but admits it exists at much higher levels. Next, Zhang meets with Centurion Fu to push for updates on his missing brother. He also reports a dark haunting at the local hospital that is tied to a spirit refiner. Fu agrees the situation is dangerous and assigns the sharp-witted Guanya to assist him. Zhang acts cool, but he knows this mission will be a challenge. The duo arrives at the hospital looking like a stylish couple. Guanya is in full scout mode and starts breaking down the logic of their investigation. Guanya goes undercover as a patient and quickly finds Zhang's aunt working as a nurse. Zhang stays hidden while preparing his secret weapon. Go play little idiot. Zhang releases the infant spirit to bait the enemy. If a refiner is hiding here, they will definitely come out for such a tasty prize. Guanya is a master of distraction as she bonds with Aunt Jiang over skincare. The ghost baby is having the time of its life floating around the ward. Watching from the shadows, Zhang roasts his aunt in his head for being single. He better hope she never reads his mind, or he is as good as dead. Something is lurking in the shadows of this hospital, and it has its sights set on our team. Zhang Yuenking and Guanya go deep undercover as a couple to flush out a dangerous rogue walker. Their target is Wang Kaiyan, a doctor with a dark aura that is hiding a terrifying secret. Yuenking prepares to test the depth of the enemy as they close in on the suspect. Guanya activates her level 1 scout skill to peek behind the doctor's mask. She discovers he is a mid-stage level 1 walker, but something about his spirit energy is unstable. 10 seconds is all she needs, but every second in the stairwell feels like an eternity for Yuenking. The investigation officially turns into an arrest as Guanya drops the act and reveals her authority. Out of nowhere, the doctor begins to sing a mournful song that strikes like a physical weapon. This music is a psychic attack that fills Yuenking with an overwhelming and unnatural grief. Guanya is not affected for long and delivers a crushing kick to put an end to the performance. The rogue doctor is defeated, but the truth of his crimes is more tragic than anyone expected. He claims to be part of the Slaying Palace, an extremist group that follows a path of blood and justice. He finally reveals that the spirit following him is no servant, but the soul of his own nephew. A desperate attempt to save a dying child accidentally trapped the boy as a lingering spirit. Just as the case closes, Yuenking receives an urgent message from Lai Dongs for a mysterious new favor. Trouble is brewing in Fenghui district, and Lai Dongs needs Zhang Yuenking for a dangerous job. A shaman has been found dead, and his vicious spirit is too much for the local authorities to handle. Zhang arrives at the morgue where the atmosphere is thick with tension. He is greeted by the local captain Lai Yuanfang, who is eager to see what the new Night Wanderer can actually do. Captain Lai Yuanfang looks down his nose at Zhang. He claims the spirit left behind is a level 3 shaman and asks if the rookie can really handle the mental corruption. They pull back the sheet to reveal a horrific sight. The victim died mid-merger with a goo insect, leaving behind a desiccated corpse and a spirit that is feral and highly corrupting. Using the demon subduing Vajra for protection, Zhang begins the spirit inquiry. A massive spectral force erupts from the body as the memories of the deceased start to flow into his mind. In the vision, Zhang identifies the spirit as outlaw, a degenerate criminal. He watches a meeting where a mysterious figure called the Deacon discusses the death of a magistrate. The Deacon speaks of a civil war within their dark organization. With the ghost-eyed magistrate gone, they are hunting for black impermanence and a powerful list of names. The vision shatters, and Zhang wakes up gasping for air. His experience level jumps as he realizes he has just uncovered a major conspiracy within the Spirit Energy Society. Zhang reports his findings to Lai Dongs, but he cannot shake the feeling that they are being fed clues. He suspects a hidden hand is guiding them toward their next target. Impressed by his instincts, Lai Dongs orders a full analysis report. Zhang is annoyed by the paperwork, but knows this information is a game changer for the White Tiger Guard. Captain Wang Tai is moving fast. He just secured a list of black impermanent subordinates. The hunt is finally on, and the tension in the bureau is at a breaking point. Guan Ye reveals a chilling truth at the secret meeting. Wu Xiangrong was just a pawn, a piece of bait used to draw out the legendary magistrate. The game is much bigger than they thought. Fu Qingyang enters the fray. Other elders are trying to steal the rookie Zhang Yuanqing, but Qingyang shuts them down instantly. He knows talent when he sees it, and he is not letting go. Back home, Zhang Yuanqing receives a risky text from Guan Ye. She is teasing him as usual, but the message is clear. His second dungeon trial is coming, and it will be his hardest one yet. Guan Ye sends a provocative photo to keep him on his toes. She expects great things from him, but warns that the slaying palace is watching. One wrong move could be his last. Yuanqing makes a bold power move. He confronts the Dr. Wang Kaiyan and offers him a deal. Become my eyes and ears in the underworld, or face the consequences of your past. But wait, Wang Kaiyan is already reporting to someone else. His leader tells him to watch Zhang Yuanqing closely. The primordial heavenly lord is now a marked man. Deep within a hidden realm, an ancient power awakens. The mustard seed goddess is trapped, and her fury is enough to shatter reality itself. She is tired of her prison. She unleashes a devastating golden fire attack that pierces the very sky. This massive display of power sends shockwaves through the entire spirit world. Something has shifted. The worst news arrives for Captain Q. A routine solo mission has just glitched into an S-rank death trap. Minghu Town is active and nobody is safe. Subscribe to see if he survives. Zhang Yuanqing jolts awake as his phone pings with a new message. It is Wang Kaiyan from the hospital, and his attitude has done a complete 180. He is now willing to cooperate as an informant at any time. Yuanqing realizes he has been so busy that he missed his medication for 2 days straight. He wonders if becoming a night god has permanently altered his physical constitution, because he feels fine. Suddenly, his heart thumps wildly, and his brain begins hyper-processing every detail of his surroundings. He thinks back to the confidence of Guan Ye and the strange shift in Wang Kaiyan's behavior. Before he can process more, his Aunt Jiang bursts in and drags him out for a shopping spree at the mall. Zhang is completely drained, while his aunt seems to have infinite energy for spending money. While resting on a bench, he checks the Spirit Realm forum for any new updates. The news is explosive. Official night gods are disappearing, and massive changes are hitting the spirit realms. Yuanqing panics as he realizes he is about to enter a new spirit realm soon and wonders if it is too late to change his class. The comment section is in a frenzy with rumors about the death of the Demon Lord and a manpower shortage among the officials. He receives a text from Captain Yuan Ting, confirming that the official night god groups are panicking. Aunt Jiang catches him looking at his phone and teases him for being such a studious student during their day out. Back at his computer, Yuanqing finds an official announcement from the Taiyi sect about recent mutations in the spirit realm. The situation is dire, as even multiplayer realms are being affected by these sudden changes. Suddenly, his phone vibrates with a call from Section Chief Lai Dongs. Lai Dongs warns him that he will likely enter a multiplayer realm soon and must be extremely careful. He tells Yuanqing that if he survives, he could even become a clearer, but blindly following old guides will get him killed. Lai Dongs reveals new information about Lei Yibing. He was not a solitary person, but someone who caused the deaths of those who crossed him in reasonable ways. Yuenking defends his friend, saying he was a fire master, and not the cold-blooded killer being described. They speculate that something happened between high school and university that caused a total personality shift in Lei Yibing. Lai Dongs mentions finding a diary in Lei Yibing's dorm room that was written just before he disappeared. Yuenking immediately asks for the diary, and Lai Dongs agrees to send over photos of the entries. A file named Diary Photos arrives on his computer, and Yuenking quickly extracts the contents. The text speaks of memories of childhood and sneaking looks at forbidden books, with a character named Yuan Zai. Yuenking leans back in his chair with a smirk, knowing that Brother Bing definitely left a clue for him to find. Zhang Yuenking arrives at the apartment building and rings the bell. He is determined to find clues about his missing brother. A tired woman opens the door. It is Aunt Zhu. Her eyes are heavy with grief. Inside, Zhang tries to comfort her. He promises that the authorities will find Lei Yibing, but the atmosphere is thick with silence. He asks to sit in Lei Yibing's room for a bit. Aunt Zhu nods. She looks like she has aged 10 years since the disappearance. Once inside, Zhang immediately begins his search. He knows his brother left something behind. He pulls out a box of childhood memories. His eyes land on an old book, The Romance of Sui Yongdi. It is covered in dust, but he knows its significance. He pulls a hidden slip of paper from between the pages. This is the secret code they shared as children. The paper contains a cryptic message. Line 1 says brothers for a lifetime. Line 2 says find it. I left everything there. Zhang stares at the numbers. 6,203. He wonders if it is a password or a coordinate. The mystery deepens. To keep the secret safe, Zhang tears the paper into pieces and flushes them down the toilet. There is no turning back now. He leaves the apartment with a heavy heart. His priority is the second Sprit Realm mission. Leveling up is his only path to the truth. On the way, he browses a secret forum. The community is buzzing with news of a colleague being sacrificed in an S-rank dungeon. He receives a message from Wang Qian, an informant. Wang offers to sell him an old guide for the Jinshui amusement park. Zhang declines the sale but keeps the information. He suspects this park is where the next nightmare begins. He downloads a file titled No 6203. His heart skips a beat. The number matches the code Bing Ji left behind. The guide describes the Jinshui amusement park. It is a death-type multiplayer dungeon. Players must survive terrifying attractions like the Ghost Bride. Zhang is stunned. How could his brother have known? Did Lei Yibing predict he would enter this specific dungeon? A grumpy taxi driver snaps at him to stop staring at his phone. The tension is reaching a breaking point. 23 hours and 59 minutes. The countdown begins. Zhang waits in the darkness with a racing heart. The system notification appears. Entering Jinshui Amusement Park. Difficulty S main mission survive. With only seconds left, Zhang makes a desperate call to Guanya. He has to let someone know where he is going. Guanya is shocked as she hears the news. Jinshui Amusement Park is a death trap, but Zhang is already fading away. The signal cuts out as the Sprit Realm portal opens. Zhang Yuenking is officially entering the most dangerous game of his life. Welcome to the Jinshui Amusement Park, where the fun ends in a bloody nightmare and survival is a luxury. Only minutes ago, this place looked like a paradise to young Zai Lingxi, but the park is hiding a lethal secret. Zhang Yuenking is thrust into an S-rank mission, alongside elite veterans like the cocky Fire Demon, who boasts a perfect record. The rest of the squad includes the seductive Zai Shi and the arrogant Great Sage equaling Heaven. Every one of them is a potential threat. The system activates a hidden task and appoints Zhang as the captain. He is now responsible for the lives of these dangerous veterans. But there is a deadly catch. A wicked person is hiding within the team, and Zhang must root out this werewolf before they strike. Following Zai Lingxi, advice the group decides to tackle the roller coaster first. It seems like the safest path, but Zhang knows better. Zhang carefully analyzes his teammates. Bo and Zai Shi are acting suspicious, but in an S-rank mission, nobody can be trusted. The tension peaks as the system seals all active skills and items. The team is now completely defenseless against the spirits of the park. They board the coaster in a strategic formation, with Zhang keeping a close eye on everyone. One wrong move will be their last. Do not open your eyes no matter what you hear. Zhang gives the final warning as the coaster begins its ascent into the unknown. In a luxury suite far from the chaos, a bunny girl servant delivers an urgent call to the powerful Centurion Fu. Lai Dongs reports that the young genius Zhang Yuenking has entered the deadly Jinshui amusement park instance. His associate offers cold condolences, noting that the difficulty level will skyrocket because Yuenking previously cleared an S-rank zone. Inside the park, the roller coaster becomes a death trap as a veteran player is decapitated in a split second. Terror grips the survivors as they realize the old guide lied to them, and the rules have completely changed. Zhang Yuenking keeps his cool, analyzing the physics of the kill and suspecting a hidden murderer among them. He reconstructs the seating chart and realizes he heard a heartbeat vanish in the back row during the ride. The group prepares to vote on whether to keep their eyes open to find the rule or stay closed to survive. Zhang warns them that a total wipeout is coming unless they change their strategy right now. He proposes a high-stakes gamble where he stays on the platform to observe while they ride in total darkness. The plan works as the ride completes 2 more rounds, with 0 deaths proving Zhang's observation is the key. The system grants him captain's power and issues a terrifying command to point out the hidden evil disciple for immediate execution. The S-rank mission reaches a boiling point as Zhang Yuenking is forced to choose between power and morality. Zhang stays silent as the clock hits 0, and the team loses their greatest advantage in the amusement park. Fire Demon explodes in a blind rage and accuses the veteran survivor of sabotaging their chance at survival. Zhang steps in to mediate the conflict before the group tears itself apart inside this deadly spirit realm. The survivors arrive at a haunted ride, where a twisted sign ironically wishes them good luck before the carnage. Great Sage pulls Zhang aside to deliver a chilling warning about a teammate who might be hiding a sinister identity. The team descends into a dark underground parking lot where a mechanical nightmare is waiting to hunt them. They only have 18 minutes to find a hidden controller before the automated killer eliminates every single participant. The system issues a final warning, and the timer begins a desperate race against an invisible predator. The high-stakes S-rank mission at Jinshui Amusement Park kicks off in a desolate parking lot where every second counts. Zhang Yuenking senses the mounting danger and warns the group to search quickly, but stay within each other's sight. The team scatters across the lot. They are looking for keys, but the shadows here feel far too heavy for comfort. Zai Lingxi crawls under a massive SUV and spots a metallic glint in the darkness. She snags a car key. One piece of the puzzle is found, but the real game has not even started yet. Great Sage equaling Heaven tries the remote, but the target vehicle is nowhere to be seen. The tension is reaching a breaking point. Hebo uncovers a life concentrate card. In a mission this deadly, a single healing item could be the difference between life and death. The countdown hits 0, and a terrifying silence fills the air. The trial has officially entered its lethal phase. Suddenly, a massive mechanical nightmare erupts from the darkness. It's a transformer designed for one thing only: slaughter. The mechanical hunter charges with blinding speed. Zhang Yuenking yells for everyone to scatter as the giant chainsaw roars to life. The beast targets Zai Lingxi. With a terrifying downward swing, it prepares to shred her into pieces. But at the last possible second, the blade stops. The machine stands perfectly still while its engine growls inches from her face. Zai Lingxi is frozen in pure terror. She stares into the mechanical eyes of the hunter, wondering if her next breath will be her last. The S-rank mission at the Jinshui Amusement Park begins with a nightmare in the underground parking lot. Zai Lingxi is paralyzed with fear as a mechanical terror looms over her. Ashamed to be a father sprints through the shadows. He knows that in this trial, one wrong move means certain death. But the path is blocked. The mechanical hunter appears like a cold steel wall, its red visor glowing with lethal intent. Zhang Yuenking refuses to let anyone die on his watch. He rushes into the kill zone at blinding speed. He grabs Zai Lingxi and hurls her towards safety. She catches the terrified girl just as the battle turns into a bloodbath. The chainsaw roars to life. Yuenking and ashamed to be a father desperately try to parry the massive blade as sparks fly everywhere. Great Sage equaling Heaven joins the fray, but he is instantly overwhelmed. The robot swats him aside like a bothersome insect. Yuenking realizes the truth. This machine is using high-level combat techniques. It is not just a robot. It is a martial arts master. Ashamed to be a father lands a flurry of heavy blows, but it is like punching a mountain of solid steel. Fire Demon attempts a high-stakes aerial kick. He is determined to break the machine's defense at any cost. The hunter catches him mid-air. In a horrific display of brutality, the chainsaw slices through Fire Demon's arm in a single stroke. Despair sets in as Yuenking watches his allies fall. He cannot overpower it, and there is nowhere left to run. The blade descends, This is the end for our protagonist. How can he survive the wrath of the mechanical hunter? In an S-rank dungeon, there is no room for error. Zhang Yuanqing spots the hidden rule. The cars are safe zones. He screams for his team to retreat as the mechanical hunter closes in. Chaos erupts in the parking lot. Hebo struggles to unlock the car while Fire Demon takes a brutal hit from the robot. The air is thick with the scent of blood and terror. Hebo bellows at his panicking teammates to hurry up. Zai Shi and Zai Lingxi scramble into the backseat, narrowly escaping the hunter's crushing grip. Ashamed to be a father is the last one out in the open. The mechanical hunter is a towering shadow behind him. Its chainsaw arm revs with a terrifying mechanical roar. He dives headfirst into the car just as the blade misses him by a hair. Safe for now. The group catches their breath while the machine slams against the windows. Zai Shi praises Yuanqing for his sharp observation, but he is already calculating his next move. He analyzes his teammates, identifying their hidden classes and secret alignments. A new challenge appears when Zai Lingxi finds a mysterious card. The system offers a reward for betraying a teammate, but Yuanqing shuts it down immediately. Survival requires trust. The mechanical hunter looms over the parking lot. A massive robotic nightmare with a glowing red visor and a deadly chainsaw arm. It declares that everyone must die as the timer hits 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Inside a car, Zai Shi and Zai Lingxi realize they are losing precious time. Every time the robot appears, the countdown decreases, making their escape almost impossible. Suddenly, Fire Demon and Great Sage equaling heaven appear. Fire Demon is heavily injured and bleeding. He demands that Zai Lingxi hand over a survival card immediately. Zai Lingxi refuses to give up her only chance at life. She is just a minor and needs to save herself. But Fire Demon is desperate and aggressive. Zhang Yuanqing steps in and calls for a team vote. Reluctantly, Zai Lingxi hands over the card to help the group survive this S-rank nightmare. Fire Demon activates a life concentrate card. A glowing green energy surrounds him as his wounds begin to knit back together. Zhang Yuanqing reveals he has a plan to clear the entire parking lot. He claims to have an item that can stall the killer robot and buy them the time they need. He pulls out a special card. It provides a single opportunity to transfer aggro. This is a high-stakes gamble that could save them all or end in disaster. The mechanical hunter continues its rampage. Its engine roars as it prepares to hunt down every single participant in the dark. Zhang Yuanqing activates his inventory. Massive bolts of energy surge through his body as he summons a terrifying cursed item. The red dancing shoes. He knows the risk is extreme. If the shoes do not intimidate the hunter, they will turn on the walkers instead. At worst, they will all die together. The S-rank mission has turned into a literal slaughterhouse as the massive mechanical hunter enters the arena. Fire Demon knows they are out of time and screams at Zhang Yuanqing to move before the chainsaw tears them apart. Just when death seems certain, a pair of mysterious red heels appears out of thin air to challenge the machine. These are no ordinary shoes as they deliver a brutal kick that sends the metallic monster reeling back. Zhang Yuanqing realizes he needs to find a specific item to survive this chaotic nightmare. Zai Lingxi saves the day by uncovering the hidden controller buried beneath the rubble. The signal is sent, and the mechanical hunter freezes in its tracks, giving the team a much-needed breath of air. But the danger is far from over as the lady in red shoes approaches Zhang with a terrifying rhythmic clicking. Zhang stares at the cursed item, knowing he might be forced into another deadly dance of fate. Suddenly, the machine haywires and erupts in a massive blast of energy that catches everyone off guard. The hunter is smarter than they thought as it catches the spectral footwear in its massive metal fist. Zai Lingxi looks on in pure terror as she realizes the true horror of their situation is only just beginning. A dark presence looms behind her, signaling that another spirit has joined the deadly game in the parking lot. The parking lot becomes a slaughterhouse as the massive mechanical hunter swings its devastating chainsaw. Wang Tai is caught in the path of the blade and falls in a spray of blood. Zhang Yuanqing can only watch in shock as the man who was just leading them is torn apart. The brutal reality of an S-rank mission has just claimed its first victim. The machine is not just a puppet. It speaks with a chilling voice, calling its targets demons, while its red visor glows with a terrifying new level of power. Despite the danger, Zhang Yuanqing and Zai Lingxi refuse to abandon him. They sprint across the blood-stained pavement to reach the dying investigator's side. Wang Tai is fading fast. Every word is a struggle as he coughs up blood from a wound that is clearly fatal. There is no saving him now. In his final moments, Wang Tai reveals a shocking perspective. He claims death is a release, and that Zhang should not feel any guilt for what is happening. He strikes one last deal. He will provide the crucial information needed to survive this mission if Zhang promises to deliver a message to the outside world. Go find Master Wuhan. This is the dying request of a man who knows his time is up, leaving Zhang with a mysterious new lead. Zhang Yuanqing accepts the burden. He stares down at the fallen man and promises to see the task through if he manages to make it out alive. After Wang Tai passes, Zhang drops a bombshell on Zai Lingxi. The man who just saved them was actually an evil-class walker known as a demon of bewitchment. But there is no time to process the news. The mechanical hunter is still active, and the countdown has ended, meaning the trial is moving into its most lethal phase. Zai Shi analyzes the situation with cold logic. The robot's control system has changed, and they must find a way to shut it down again before everyone in the parking lot is killed. Zhang Yuanqing stares at the empty space beside him as memories of his missing brother Lei Yibing flood his mind. He realizes the secret to overcoming this crisis lies in the words his brother left behind. He remembers the bond they shared and the strange phrase that seemed like a joke but now feels like a lifeline. Zhang knows he must control the situation or the demon lord will take everything. He understands that the mechanical hunters must be linked to the information his brother left for him. Zhang knows he must complete this mission to uncover the truth and overcome this crisis. Two brothers, one lifetime. The words echo in his mind as he finally understands their true purpose in this twisted game. Against the protests of his companions, Zhang steps out of the safety of the vehicle and into the path of a metal nightmare. The team watches in horror as Zhang approaches the mechanical hunter alone. They think he has lost his mind, but Zhang has never been more focused. He stands face to face with the massive machine of death, ready to deliver the final key. He screams the phrase with everything he has got. Two brothers, one lifetime. The sound rings out through the dark parking lot. Suddenly, the glowing red visor flickers, and the massive machine grinds to a complete halt. It worked. The system confirms the password is correct, and a hidden compartment begins to slide open on the robot's chest. Inside the machine lies a mysterious box. Zhang wonders if this is the reward his brother wanted him to find. He retrieves the Cat King speaker, which is a powerful support item with bizarre rules. It boosts morale, but requires a high price if the battle drags on too long. Zhang holds the strange speaker and ponders the notes his brother left. His brother's words are finally starting to make sense. The team is stunned that they actually cleared the underground parking lot alive, and they have Zhang to thank for it. The seductive Zai Shi throws herself at him in relief, but Zhang keeps his cool. He has seen enough of her tricks. He nonchalantly explains he found a support item and claims it for himself. No one dares to object after he just saved their lives. The lady in red shoes waits silently in the shadows. Even after the mission is over, her presence is a chilling reminder that the spirit realm is never truly safe. Fire Demon laughs it off, admitting that the reward belongs to the one who solved the mystery. When Zhang tries to put the speaker away, the system blocks him. He is forced to carry it manually, which means he has to stay alert. The system announces the completion of the trial. They have conquered the parking lot, but the nightmare is far from over. Zhang is given a brutal choice. He can designate a teammate to be obliterated, but he chooses to forfeit the power instead. Their next destination looms in the distance. The Jinshui amusement park is waiting to swallow them whole. Zhang tells the team he is leaving for a few minutes. He needs to reclaim the dance shoes, but the process is far too dangerous for them to witness. The red shoes are the key to his next move, but they are cursed by a terrifying presence. Zhang grips his head as he prepares for the psychological toll. He will do whatever it takes to find his brother, even if it means facing the lady in red alone.